In a downtown glass tower that kissed the morning sky, Wallace and Bray Corporation prided itself on image. Diversity posters hung in the lobby. The receptionist wore forced smiles. And in boardrooms, men in sharp suits talked about progress and equity, but only when the camera was rolling. Chanel Martin was not on camera. She worked quietly in the Human Resources Department on contract, not salary. She handled onboarding packets, sorted compliance files, and never asked for much. She had 2 kids and a commute that stole 2 hours of her day. And still, she showed up early, every single day. No one in upper management knew her name until a Friday afternoon. The company had just wrapped its quarterly presentation, all pomp, all slides, all talk. The CEO, Richard Dane, strutted through the office afterward like a victorious general. White, mid-50s, salt and pepper hair, expensive watch that never told the time right. He had that smug way of looking through people. When Chanel walked into his office to submit a reimbursement form, one she was told to hand-deliver, he looked at her, then at the envelope, and scoffed. "You hourly?" he asked. Chanel hesitated. "I'm on a contract. Temporary." Richard smirked. "Right." He pulled out his checkbook, scribbled, tore the page loose, and slid it across the desk like a receipt. $100. No explanation, no eye contact, just a dismissive, "That should cover it." Chanel looked down at the amount. It was supposed to be $547.83. She had receipts, miles logged, a corporate approval email. But when she started to explain, Richard waved his hand. "It's just admin work. You're lucky we're covering anything." The room spun. She wasn't just dismissed, she was devalued. As if her time, her work, her dignity were all charity. She left the office without a word. But she didn't go home. She made one phone call. 20 minutes later, the glass elevator pinged open, and a man in a tailored gray suit stepped out. 6'3", calm face, but sharp eyes that missed nothing. His name was Julian Martin, and, unlike his wife, everyone at Wallace & Bray knew exactly who he was. He wasn't just a major shareholder. He was the silent partner who had rescued the company from collapse 3 years earlier with a multi-million-dollar buyout. The man who owned the majority stake? The man who let Richard keep the CEO title because he didn't like to be in the spotlight. But today, he stepped into it. He walked straight past the front desk. No one stopped him. No one dared. Through the glass doors of the executive wing, down the hall where the air was always just a bit colder, and into Richard's office without knocking. Richard looked up, annoyed, then pale. "Julian, I wasn't expecting." Julian dropped the $100 check on his desk. "You gave this to my wife." Richard blinked. "Wife? I didn't know. She didn't say." "She didn't need to." The silence was suffocating. Julian leaned forward. "You don't get to decide someone's worth with a pen stroke and a smirk. Especially not the woman who supported this company while you were too busy playing boss." Richard swallowed. "It was a misunderstanding. It's a pattern, and it ends today." With 2 words, cold, calm, and final, Julian sealed it. "You're fired." No shouting, no argument. Just a stunned expression, and the click of a door closing behind the man who used to be CEO. The next day, a company-wide memo went out. Richard was stepping down. HR received instructions to audit contractor pay over the last 3 years. Chanel got a call offering her a full-time role, double the pay, full benefits. She declined. Instead, she launched her own consultancy, advising corporations on how to build real equity, not just the kind printed on posters. Her first client? Wallace & Bray. They paid her up front, not $100, 6 figures. Because she wasn't just admin work. She was the storm they didn't see coming and the reason the house didn't fall.